Hello and welcome to the first Geeky Brits Podcast, the weekly podcast where we discuss film, TV and gaming. Our hosts this week are YouTubers Ruth from Thrills XX, Dan from the channel Spark Strikes, and myself, Chris, one half of My Mind's Emporium. On today's episode, we discuss No Man's Sky, Pokemon Go and Suicide Squad. So today we'll be covering No Man's Sky, hopefully some Pokemon Go and a little Suicide Squad as well. So, No Man's Sky, guys, have you played it? What do you think?
I haven't as yet. Oh, you have, haven't you, Dan?
Yeah, I got it on Saturday. What do you guys know of it before I basically just ruin it for you?
I've been watching quite a bit of Twitch. I have yet to see any of your streams, but I've heard you've got a little lost in parts.
Oh. Ruth?
I've seen videos on YouTube, but I don't actually understand what's going on. It's just people in the wild kind of thing on planets, and I don't know what the actual point is, what you're supposed to do.
So for what I've done it so far, I literally you start off on an island. I keep saying island, planet, and it's literally just this is my ship right next to me. It's crashed, and what do I do now? So you have to basically fix your ship, try and get off to another planet, then get a hyperdrive, and then basically it's just you're always constantly trying to get the next better thing. Myself, I hated the first hour and a half, but as soon as I got that hyperdrive and I was flew up for the first time, it was amazing. It was so cool. It's like one of them gaming moments you'll never forget. But besides that,
is it the learning curve that threw you off? Is it such a steep learning curve?
Yeah, and the micromanaging of your materials is so horrible. It's the worst thing I've ever experienced in a game, especially on a console game. I think it would work a lot better on PC, but the way it is now, I just hate it. I really that's the one thing I need to fix.
Yeah, I am tempted to pick it up. All I can see of it at the moment is Minecraft in space.
Yeah, that's it.
Is there not an end goal? Is there a story?
There's no end goal. No, it's literally just get better things. That's all you're trying to do, and that's kind of what makes me worry about it, because it's got so much potential, but what do I do now? I'm pretty happy with my crap ship and my crap exosuit. So what do I do now?
Yeah, I keep looking at it and I keep thinking it's missing.
It's missing multiplayer.
Yeah, it's
totally.
Missing something where you can just jump in with your friends and just mess around on a planet. And there isn't any other. You can't really build that much from what I've seen. No. Can you actually build structures, or can you just blast holes in the planet?
Yeah, it's basically just blasting holes and looking for material. I
have seen some pretty weird creatures though.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. There's some strange things in that universe.
I've had one that literally looked like a crab with a hat on its head. It was ridiculous. What else is there about it? It's there's I got like you were saying earlier, I got lost in a cave. There's no map or anything. You literally land on a planet, and it is literally like a planet, like Earth, as big as Earth. You could go anywhere you want. And I got lost in a cave for 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours I was lost.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I was like, I've got to get out of this today. I was so close to falling asleep and everything. I was like, yes, I finally got out. Oh, it's raining acid. What do you know?
Raining acid.
Yeah.
Back in the cave.
Yeah, exactly. And that was my first planet as well. So that's a really rough beginning to the game. It doesn't teach you anything. It really doesn't. But I suppose it's nice to have a game that's hard for once.
Yeah. Looking at the game as well, it's for me, the aesthetic of the game from the trailers are like the red trees and all the really pretty looking green planets and these weird skew colors. But then streams I've seen, they're all muddy.
Yeah,
it's like a really dark purple or a really grimy green. I haven't actually seen anyone stream where it's this really lush planet with weird dinosaurs walking across the horizon like in Jurassic Park. I've seen nothing of that yet. It's that's what's worrying me. Yeah. Worrying me about it.
I think about 6 hours in, and I've not seen anything like that either. I think I've been to maybe 12 planets, and I haven't seen nothing like that.
So is it quick to actually get off the ground and visit these planets?
Your first initial time, it's pretty rough. You really struggle to get out. But as soon as you do that, you can jump between them pretty easily. With your hyperdrive working, if your hyperdrive's working, you're laughing. You're sorted. Otherwise, you're gonna literally travel in a straight line for about 5.5 hours, and you can do that.
God.
So that's a bit rough.
That'd drive me crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I looked at it in Tesco the other day. And I was like, do I go for it yet, or do I wait? And I think I'll probably end up waiting. I might wait a month
Until
or
the
two.
price drops.
Yeah. Because I maybe what, £50?
Yeah, £46 it is on Amazon. It's like, that's a lot for a game you're unsure about.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was unsure with Overwatch paying like retail price for Overwatch, but I can see Overwatch having more. I know they're completely two different games, but having more playability than No Man's Sky, where I think after like the first dozen planets, I've experienced all the game. And that's how I feel that I would have experienced what the game has to offer without having to do all these trades and get to the center of the universe.
Yeah. I think a big thing with obviously this is Hello Games' third game, and we don't know what they're gonna like support after the game's release. Like obviously you was comparing it to Overwatch. I know they're different, but Blizzard is amazing at supporting games after launch. You look at like Diablo or WoW, for instance. They're like different games from what they were at launch. And if this is gonna stay as it is, I don't think it's gonna last very long.
No. I definitely think without a multiplayer component, I can see this dropping off fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Well, they'd said originally they were saying yes, you will be able to play with friends, and now it's come out. They've said there's a very minimal chance you'll run into anyone because it's so huge.
On day one, 2 guys did, but because of server issues, they couldn't actually see each other, but they were on the same.
Saw that.
Yeah.
Which apparently they could have been on different servers. They said.
Yeah.
It might not have even been. So it's like, I don't know. If you could party up with friends and explore together, I think that would be fun. But doing it on my own, I would get bored. I know
exactly,
I would.
Yeah. Like I was lucky enough to find like a crashed ship, and if you find these crashed ships, you can repair them and potentially use them for your own. And when I clicked on the crash ship and I saw like what I had to do to get this in the air, I was like, oh, just fuck that. I'm not doing that. No way. I'll stick with my crappy thing.
Yeah, for me personally, I think if it had more of a base building element, or where you can like invade other people's planets, so like, you set up all these defenses, and then you can go down and you can like try and claim that planet for yourself, and that system for yourself, I think would work a lot better. But I don't know if, from a technical point of view, Hello Games had the power or the ability to pull that that sort of game off. But it's interesting to see where they will actually take it in the future.
Yeah.
Because is there any microtransactions in this game at the moment? Nothing.
As far as I'm aware. I will say the dogfights in space are very cool. Like, that's a bit different from what we usually see.
And are those all NPCs?
Yeah, all NPCs.
So you haven't come across anyone yet?
No one. Literally no one. Just NPCs, lucky enough.
Yeah, for me, I'd just love to have my own little planet there. I'll just call it my Mind's Emporium. This is Chris's Rock, and if anyone tries to invade it, tough.
You can rename everything on it as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, I've seen like there's a lot of profanity filters there, isn't there, built around it? Because there's some of these creatures that look very phallic, shall we call?
Yeah.
They're very, very weird looking things, and I've seen a lot of people trying to name them, and they're just.
You can work around it. I have.
With ones and zeros.
No, just put the words together, and it kind of doesn't.
Oh, without a space, and that works.
Yeah.
Well, there we go then.
It works great. It sounds like we're bashing No Man's Sky, but it's actually pretty cool.
I'm not. I'm just on the fence, and I'm so tempted to buy it, but I just want to give it a little bit of time, see what the next couple of patches bring out, and just read up on a few more reviews, and I'll watch you play it before
I definitely say if you struggle to sleep, No Man's Sky is like the game for you, because it gets really boring at times, and it really sets you to sleep. But that's No Man's Sky.
It would be good to have Yeah, do you know, like in Aliens, where like you just wake up from hypersleep and then there's just something in your ship. But the ships are only tiny, though, aren't they?
Oh, they're tiny, like little one-man things.
That's a shame. But yeah, still, I am looking forward to this game at some point, probably with the price drop.
I'd say definitely wait for the price drop. I got a bit too excited, I think, but I was just trading in stuff to get it, so...
Yeah, I'm going to wait a couple of months, definitely, see what happens.
It might fall off the radar, and you might even forget about it by then, to be honest.
Yeah,
if it does do, then I won't have wasted money if everyone stops playing.
It might end up being one of those games for me where I want to play it, but I never will actually get around to it. It's like Destiny's one. I wanted to pick up Destiny and never actually got around to playing Destiny.
Destiny's great.
Favorite game.
It is my favourite game.
Tell me about Destiny, because I've watched the original trailers. Yeah, we've got time.
Yeah, we've got time.
Explain Destiny to me, and I might end up... Because it's pretty cheap at the moment, isn't it? It's like completely dropped in price.
Destiny, I could talk about for ages. It is literally, you just put onto a planet and you've got like 3 factions. You can be a Titan, a Hunter, or a Warlock. You've all got your own special power. And it's like you're just exploring like the Earth. It's been taken over by like aliens kind of thing. They're kind of like aliens. And there's different kinds of aliens that have taken over, and you're literally helping save the universe kind of thing. But there's like a social area where you can go. There's obviously all of the players. You can join other players in matchmaking to do missions together. You can play with friends to party up to do that. And they've got PvP where you're doing like team deathmatch, what's it called, control zone, like capture the flag and stuff like that. So it's got so many different things, and the storyline's amazing. I've played obviously the original and the Taken King, and the storyline's just amazing. And it's just such a grind to level up your character to get better gear, and the better gear you've got, the higher power you are. And it's one of them, if you watch someone streaming like a raid or something, you'll see how amazing it is to play. It's so much fun. I've done all 3 characters on Xbox, because you can be 3 characters, so you can be every single faction if you want to be. And I've done it all on Xbox, and I'm just starting doing it again on PS4 now. And I don't get bored. I might join you on the
PS4 then, because I've got it, but I haven't played it since launch, really.
Oh god, I don't play with anyone on PS4. I need people. I am desperate. Definitely, it's so much fun. Really, honestly, I really recommend Destiny.
I got to
I think you might have just sold that then.
Yeah,
it is. Oh, it is amazing.
I got to the when you finish the story, and then I was like, well, what now?
There is a lot more to do, like strikes, and the good thing is like the story mode can get boring on your own, which I don't mind doing it, but obviously you can have up to 3 friends with you doing the story, so you do the story faster.
Yeah.
You level up quicker and get better gear.
All right.
So that makes it more fun when you're with friends. But I can play strikes. I can play Destiny for like 6 hours in a trot on my own.
Jeez.
I'm that much of a obsessed. I love it.
I used to be like that with games, but like I find it difficult finding the time now for games. Yeah. It's excuse me. It's crazy. I don't know. I never stop. I'm one of these people that just can't stop for some reason. I've got to be doing something. I've got to be like I'm either filming something or editing something or doing something. And when it comes to like gaming now, it's like, oh, I'll go on for 10-15 minutes, and then I feel like, oh, I've got to be doing something else. So it's like just those quick pick up and play games, which is what I love Overwatch for. I can just jump in, have a couple of games. I haven't had a game recently where I've been like, right, I'm going to spend the next 2 hours doing whatever the hell this game tells me to do.
Yeah.
I think I'm missing something like that.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the game, doesn't it? I mean, with Destiny, I don't sit on and think, I'm going to be here for another 10 hours now playing this. I just get sucked in. Whereas with Black Ops 3, I've not played that in 3 months now because I'd be on for 2 games, I'd rage quit and then never go back on it again.
Yeah.
And that's it, 3 months I've not played that.
Tell a lie. I was like that the other night. Completely contradicting myself. But yeah, I downloaded Neverwinter on PS4, which is the Dungeons and Dragons type MMO.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, is that the free game?
Yeah, it's absolutely free.
Yeah.
And I've sunk a little bit of time into that. I'm a level 5 or 6.
Was it a MOBA?
No, it's not quite a MOBA. Well, I've never played like World of Warcraft. I think it's that kind of... Yeah, I'm a useless gamer, so my descriptions of games are very terrible. But yeah, you just got your character and you can just party up with people, and there's hundreds of people in the same world as you, just running off on flaming blue tigers and
like a
as their mounts and stuff. And you just go around doing your little quests, and I sunk a bit of time into that, which isn't too bad to say it's a free game.
If it's D&D as well, I'll definitely check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I think we'll have to do a complete episode on Dungeons and Dragons at some point in the future. Yeah. So moving on to Pokemon Go, which has been another phenomenal hit over the last month. Well, it's been about a month, hasn't it? Pokemon Go's been out.
There you go.
How's everyone doing? What are you up to in Pokemon Go?
Oh God, I'm level 13. I'm terrible.
I'm gonna click on mine and double check. I think I'm 16.
16. Okay, so I'm 21.
Bloody hell.
But I will admit that I have not been playing fair. In the name of science and research, I have been away from my current location and travelled across to America, to New York. It's very nice over there, especially for Pokemon hunting in Central Park. It is a huge hub. You wouldn't believe how many Pokemon are in Central Park compared to Birmingham.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's almost like the game was designed that if you live in a big city, you're going to have an awesome time with this. But if you're more rural or if you're in a smaller town, you've got no chance of getting those really, really cool Pokemon.
No, it is. It's unfair. That's why I'm only level 12 still, because there's no point in me wandering around my local parks and all I still get is Pidgeys and Rattatas. Yeah. It's like I'm not travelling miles and miles in my car, wasting petrol just to catch Pokemon. Mm-hmm. It's unfair, but I see why they do it because it's busy, isn't it? More populated, but for us suburban types, it's not fair.
Yeah, I think that there's definitely something that needs to be improved with the spawning of the more rarer Pokemon.
Yeah, totally.
But even the mid-range Pokemon, because you've got the more or less 3 tiers, like your 2K tier, 5K tier, and 10K tier.
Yeah.
Wherever you go in the world, there's always your Rats, your Pigeons, your Drowsies, a couple of Spearows, and round by me you get quite a few Jinx.
Oh, really?
I get Jinx too.
I got like I think it was a level 900 in a 5K egg, which wasn't too bad.
See, I'm like the only person around my way that has a Jinx from my egg. But Eevees are like crazy popular in my way.
Yeah, I never get Eevees. Never.
Got a few.
I haven't
hundreds. Evolved any yet.
Hundreds. My house is like literally an Eevee nest. It's crazy.
I had a Squirtle on my doorstep once. That was pretty cool. That's only ever happened once, and that was after the 3 starter Pokemon.
That's a nice like first one after you start though.
Yeah, but do you know how to get Pikachu as well?
Yeah,
yeah, I've seen that.
Around.
I wish I'd known that.
Yeah, I wish I'd known that because I haven't seen a Pikachu since. I've seen the other three.
Neither.
I have in New York. I haven't over here in the UK. But yeah, it was for science. It was for research, and
well, it wasn't your main account, so that's fair.
This one was. I will admit. I've got 2 accounts. I've got one account which has been blocked now because I was running a bot. This was for research purposes. So I was running a bot over the weekend, and I started at a level 11 in New York, and then I ended up wandering God knows where in New York. And when I left work on Friday, I think it was level 13. Obviously come back on Monday morning and the account's been blocked. And I think the actual bot service has been taken down by Niantic. So that's been completely blocked, that account, which isn't, I wasn't too bothered. My main account has been, I've had soft bans over the last month when I've had a little wander across the Atlantic.
Is it so rough if you do it in your own country though? Like with the banning?
It can be, because I did go down. I went from Birmingham to London, obviously in a split second, and I think like the Niantic server's like, you can't do that.
Yeah,
it's not physically possible to go from Birmingham to London in 3 seconds. So you get roughly soft banned for about an hour to 2 hours, and then after that you can just wander around wherever you've set your GPS to, and you can find out what's in that area.
Does it catch Pokemon for you as well, or is it just basically going to the Pokestops and?
Mm-hmm.
So it catches it too.
The bot, it was designed to do 100% catch rate. It will level up your Pokemon. It will hatch your lucky eggs, visit your Pokestops, and you could program the bot to save specific Pokemon and recycle, trade in Crush for Candies, or Pokemon you don't want. You could set when you wanted the to upgrade your Pokemon. So to power up your Pokemon, if you had like 10,000 candies and you wanted to save 10,000, there's a whole, it's like a doc file. You just edit and then reboot the bot, and it'll like read off those commands.
Oh wow,
it's pretty hardcore then, really, isn't it?
I was gonna say 100% catch rate. Imagine that. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But you think they really did need to get rid of it if they're gonna have leaderboards soon?
Oh yeah, it's like it is a blatant cheat. What it does, and there was another thing you could do, that it would just discard any Pokemon that's under a certain level as well. So if you put that as like 1500 CP, you're only going to get 1500 CP, or you're going to get Pokemon upgraded to that point, and then everything else would be scrubbed out of your Pokedex. So it was interesting to actually run it and watch. When I was at work, I was just watching these command lines going down. It's like, oh, visited this Pokestop. So now walk into this one. Eggs left. Like, oh, you got 2k on this egg. You got 3k on that egg. And it throws down lures and incense for you. Like I said, does your eggs. And what else did it do? Something else it did as well, which it's completely skipped my mind.
Is it quite hard to get hold of and programmed to do all this, or is it relatively
I have no
easy
idea. Someone did it for me.
Oh, right.
And I've been trying to be as straight as I could with this game, but I got so frustrated that I was just like, because I wasn't getting these, like, everyone's getting like all these Lapras, and I did come close to catching a Lapras once. It just didn't happen.
That's my goal.
Then people are getting like Arcanine and like the Executors, and you got Arcanine.
Yeah.
Jealous, man. Jealous.
900 CP as well.
Oh wow.
It's not bad.
You know what? I'm tempted to turn my phone on and read off what I've got. So if it starts beeping like crazy, it's because I'm getting 1,001 messages come through. But I think the highest CP level I've got is one I've evolved myself, and it's about 1,100.
That's not bad. I think mine's about the same on a Vaporeon.
I've got enough candies to evolve the Eevee, but it's one of those things I'm not doing just. I want to do like I want to evolve all three at the same time.
You know the name trick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And a Jinx has just appeared on my doorstep again.
Oh.
Let's just see, what level are you?
I hope they do the trade system in time.
Yeah, it desperately needs to trade.
Yeah.
And I think with a lot of people being banned now, I think it's the right time to introduce trade, so you're not getting people like making money off like doing trades. Like, you want this? You can have it for like 20 quid.
But I guarantee you people will sell them on eBay as well.
Oh, have you seen some of the prices accounts were going for?
No, I haven't.
I think it was 2 weeks.
Accounts?
Yeah, people were selling accounts. I saw an account that had sold for £5,000.
What?
My God.
I have this habit of just ticking the sold box on eBay. So if I'm looking for an item, I'll tick the sold box, see what prices things are going for. And there was one that had sold for 5,000. I don't know if the purchase had gone through, but I think it was this level 20 account had gone for like £5,000. And there's people offering stupid services. There was someone in Birmingham offering riding around in his Jaguar. So you would be a guest in his car for £250 a day, and he would drive you around Birmingham to all the Pokestops, all the gyms, and then take you for dinner.
That's nuts.
And if that didn't scream
Creepy.
serial killer,
yeah. And a Jag as well, nice big boot.
To get kidnapped, oh my God, that's just no.
But yeah, it's weird what
is spawned from this.
I'm just on eBay now looking at the accounts. Pokemon Go Cat level £40. It's like, what?
That's the level cap as well at the moment, isn't it? 40.
So maybe that's not bad. It's got rare Pokemon apparently too.
Okay, so my top level is a Pinsir, and I got that from a 10k egg, and that's 1202.
Jealous.
Ooh.
But I desperately want a Scyther. That is my...
Scyther and a Lapras are my ones I want.
You see, I'm not even bothered about the 3 starter evolutions. Like, maybe... I just want to really souped up Bulbasaur, because like Bulbasaur is my go-to guy. It's like, whenever I start a Pokemon game, it's always grass type, and red, blue, and yellow, it was Bulbasaur always.
Same. Everyone always goes Charmander, but I like Bulbasaur.
I love Charmander, but I love like just the fire Pokemon me. They're just my favourite kind. Absolutely love them.
I don't know if it's because I love nature more that I'm always drawn to the Bulbasaurs and the grass type.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Bulbasaur is like 4.52, which isn't too bad.
Yeah.
I think the highest I've got is a Squirtle at 100, something like that. Crap.
Oh, is that for your starter Pokemon?
Yeah. Out of the original, starters, that's the best I got. It's rubbish.
Yeah, it's crazy how the well, should we call it a Pokemon Go phenomenon?
Yeah.
It just exploded. I'm surprised. No, well, hats off to Niantic for actually. I know there were some server issues, but to keep the servers on more or less every day since this thing, was released to the public, because I was desperate to get this game. I actually went through and opened an American iTunes just so I could download it off the American servers.
Oh, me too.
3 days before it came out in the UK.
No, that's what I did.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I am enjoying it. It's more the egg-hatching thing at the moment for me.
Yeah.
I think I've got a 5k egg on the go. But from what I gather as well, Niantic have acquired the Harry Potter license.
Oh, really?
So we could actually be getting... I don't know if this is a troll or if this is just fake
news.
Facebook news. But yeah, Harry Potter Go might be a thing in the future.
I would not be surprised.
I think there needs to be more Pokemon as well. I'm tired of seeing low-level Generation 1 Pokemon where if there was like 2 or 3 generations and I was getting like low levels over 3 generations, I don't think I'd feel as frustrated with the game at times.
Yeah. And mating, wasn't it? Remember like the mating in the old games? That was awesome as well. Getting eggs and hatch them that way.
You see, I've only ever played Blue and Red.
Oh, you're good, man.
And on Friday, I came across a website. I think it's called playr.org, and you can play a lot of the old Game Boy games just through your browser. And so I started playing Pokemon Gold, and I forgot how much of a grind Pokemon games. Jeez, the amount of times you're just walking backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards.
The new ones are the same as well. I've actually played them all up to date at the moment, and the new ones are just as bad.
I haven't played any on the DS. I think the last one I played was actually on a Game Boy Advance, other than like in the browser.
Have you seen all the new things coming out for Sun and Moon?
No, I literally know nothing. Well, I only really know Generation 1.
Well, basically
that's the one I'm lost.
Basically what they're doing is like reinventing original Pokemon for this new area. So like Sandshrew now is like an ice Pokemon. He looks all icy. Executor's like a 10-foot tree, and he's skinny and stuff like that. It's really weird. Raichu's tail is a surfboard. That sounds really
interesting.
It's weird. Like it's kind of going on for that theory. Like animals evolved different in different areas of the world, but it's cool. It's different.
Does that mean I'm gonna have to get a DS?
Oh, you have to get a 3DS.
Yeah,
definitely. I have the XL one, and that's just amazing for playing.
I've got the new 3DS, and that was such a waste of money.
New one?
Yeah, the new. It's called like new 3DS. It's got a little extra thumb bit.
Oh, yes, around. I have seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the buttons are like Famicom buttons, like colors. It's so total waste of money. I think they said that you were gonna get games that are exclusive to this console, and I think they list Chrono Trigger or something like that it was, and that was it. They didn't bother anymore.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, cheers! I just sold my limited edition Pikachu one to get this, and yeah, never mind.
Okay. Yeah, I've been tempted to pick up the 2DS. Just because it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
I don't like that because you can't fold it.
No, that's the only downside. If you could fold it, I think that would be perfect.
Yeah. My missus has got one. I actually got it with Pokemon X. I'd say that the screen's a little bit clearer actually than mine. So that was a bit weird. I think it's because of the 3D. Like you literally turn the 3D off Like,
I know who uses the 3D. So... I don't know anyone that uses the 3D option.
No, I don't. I've never had.
Never.
I've heard it. Well, when it first came out, it was causing a lot of nausea.
Yeah.
But
I've never experienced it.
Never even tried it. Just I've no interest in.
No interest.
Playing my games 3D at all.
I think we're like 3D cinema, so.
That was a gimmick many years ago. It's like
3D TVs and that now we're going up to 4K.
I regret buying a 3D TV.
I
really do. It's like probably the worst purchase. I was just moving into my first flat and it was just like, right, need a new TV. So go to Curry's, throw down all this money on a 3D TV, and we're just like, how often we used it? 4 times.
No
So
way.
we ended up buying a couple of 3D films, and like the batteries in the headset went, and then we just never bothered. We haven't actually turned the 3D on for probably about 5 years.
Is it a good TV?
And not really. it was probably good back then.
Yeah.
Because it was just when 3D was coming off, so like the TVs were like really expensive, and yeah, it was probably the worst purchase, like techno purchase we probably made, just because the prices like 6 months after we bought ours had dropped by half. You could get one for like £400 or £500, and we're just like, nah.
Because no one used them, did they? They'd watch.
No.
On my TV when I watched a 3D film. I think it was Avatar. I watched, and then I've not watched anything since then. The first day I watched a 3D film, and that's it. Never bothered since. I've still got the TV, but never.
Mm-hmm.
I don't bother with the 3D. It's like I've got all these glasses for it. Never bother use them.
Is 3D at home better than it is in cinema?
You know what? I can't.
Probably not. Okay, this is my personal experience with 3D. That with the glasses with the batteries in, so that's the active 3D, I think, not the passive 3D.
Yeah.
We watch films and you get like this ghost effect. So the 3D doesn't correctly line up.
Yeah, that's why I get
So,
on
like,
cinema.
So your vision, you see like this haze. It's like the person's left or right, where it doesn't quite match up. So it kind of throws you out of that 3D experience. I prefer seeing it at the cinema, but at the same time, I would rather go and see a 2D film than a 3D film.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of 3D.
Price. That said, when Avatar 2 gets announced, I will probably go and see that in 3D.
Really?
Just
because
because
the first one.
I fell asleep in the
Did you
first
not? Oh, am I the only one that likes Avatar?
I don't know. I didn't see it. I fell asleep.
I did like that Avatar. Yeah.
I got a question. Do you think VR is going to be the new 3D? So basically, in like a 12 months' time, no one's going to care about it.
I do.
I think so as well. I'm not interested in these articleists or anything. I honestly think it's going to be a trend.
Okay, I've got a gimmick VR thing for my phone, which I've been meaning to do a YouTube review on. I paid a tenner for it. All you do is you slip your phone in and it just magnifies it. And to some effect, it does actually work. But on a phone, you're only limited to turning your head 360 degrees.
Yeah.
Which isn't actually physically possible if I think about it. If you turn your body 360 degrees and you can look up, down, left, right, and whatever.
Yeah.
But you don't have much control. So some games you just like nod your head forward and you'd start walking forwards. And then you got to like pull your head back to stop or look at your feet in order to stop, which is a bit weird.
Yeah.
In regards to gaming on like PlayStation or PC, I really don't know. Because I've played games in 3D, like with the 3D TV. I played, I think it was like one of the Uncharted games in 3D. I even played multiplayer Black Ops 1 in 3D, and that was just mad. It's like weird that like you get that depth of field, but then at the same time your crosshairs like still straight, like right in the middle of your face, which had no depth to it whatsoever. So that was weird.
Imagine.
But as for VR, I really don't know. I tried to get tickets for the Sony EGX.
They sold out fast, didn't they?
Yeah,
they were really quick. I tried to get a ticket for that, but that went.
But would you?
I left it a little too late.
But would you shell out, so like the price of another PlayStation just to have that headset when it came out?
No.
I almost pre-ordered it.
Really?
Before it was, well, just as it was announced and it went on Amazon, I was tempted to click that pre-order.
Because it's what, £300 and something?
Yeah. And then I looked at the price, I looked at my wallet, I looked at my wife and then thought, no, it's not worth it.
Well, it's a lot cheaper than like the Oculus Rift or the HTC one, because then you think you've got to build a rig to power one of them, and potentially the rig you'd be building is maybe like £1,000 at the cheapest. So it's a lot cheaper than that, but still, like that's a big commitment for what you're getting out of it. Personally, I think
it really is, and I haven't seen anything really that I think I'd enjoy as VR.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult. There hasn't been. I think there's been a Batman game announced.
Yeah.
What is the PlayStation one called now? Because it was originally Project Morpheus. It's just
PlayStation
PS
VR. I think
VR. Morpheus sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
So there's the Batman one, I think, which was announced at E3. There's like an old tanks game, I think.
I think a big thing they're doing is adding like VR to games that already are out, like Fallout and stuff as well.
Yeah, they've got Until Dawn. I think they've got Until Dawn anyway.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That'd be terrifying.
But that's what I mean. I think the only games VR would be good for would be horror games, but I would probably have a heart attack and die if I did that.
Same.
But I imagine it'd be great.
I've seen a couple of your Let's Plays, and you jump a mile at thunder.
I do. So... I'm really jumpy, so I'd probably jump and end up killing myself somehow. It'd be like that, so no chance.
I think if was it Outlast or something like that?
Oh my god, that would be terrifying.
Outlast 2 in VR. I literally, I don't think I could leave the house after playing that. It was the first one I struggled, and I played that on PC. Like I streamed it all on PC with a candle next to me, just as that all be my light over Halloween, and I was literally like torn for days after. I
can't even watch Let's Plays of that because it's so whatever them things are in Outlast are absolutely terrifying. They chase you everywhere. And it's
Have you seen the trailer for the second one?
No, but I know it's coming, and I don't think I want to.
I'll link it to you. It looks terrifying. It looks so scary.
Oh. I think it was free on PlayStation. Well, the first one was free on PlayStation Plus. I think I downloaded it, but it's one of those games that I was like, I'll download it, but never actually got around to playing because I'm no good with jump scares.
Go play it, Chris. Please go play it.
And there was I recently watched what's that new Netflix original? The one set in the 80s.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, yeah.
Brilliant program. There is a jump scare in that where I shit you not, I jumped about 5 foot off the sofa while watching it. And it's just a scene. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't watched it, but there's a scene in the woods, and it just happened out of nowhere. Throughout the entire program, I wasn't scared. I wasn't, I don't find that sort of thing too scary, but there was just that one little bit where I was just thrown out for just that split second. Just watching it, I was just like nice and calm, and oh my god, Jesus, what the F was that just happened? And then I was alright again after that, but it was that split second. It's probably why I haven't played Alien Isolation, because I know something's there, and it trips something in your head, and it's like, I know something's there. Why is the music gone quiet? Why is everyone speaking in whispers? And then there's a silence. And then it's like, and it's just like, nah, I can't deal with that. I cannot deal with that at all.
I couldn't even finish that game, so...
What, Alien Isolation?
Yeah, it's too much.
I want some chance then. No way.
I might have to pick it up, but I wouldn't stream it because I know I'm that much of a wimp.
So I love the concept of horror games. Like, I've downloaded Layers of Fear and the DLC for that, and I'm dying to play it, but I get myself to the point where I think, right, I'm going to play this now, and then my heart starts going. I'm like, there's going to be so many jump scares. Like, how can I really do that to myself?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I really want to play them because I do love the idea of how the creepy atmosphere is so well done, but the jump scares are just, no.
I think horror games are some of the best games made nowadays, to be totally honest.
Well, they are. It's the most popular, I bet, as well.
Yeah. I think PewDiePie helped a lot.
I generally don't play them, but I did play the PT demo that was released.
I did too. That was terrifying.
Did you finish it?
Nope. I lasted 5 minutes and thought, nope. I just put it down, turned it off. I was like, no, I am not walking around this house on my own.
I never did it. I couldn't complete it. I didn't know what the trick was. Did you?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Hours. I live streamed it and I had people had to tell me what to do and everything. It was horrible.
I think I did about because you're stuck in a loop, aren't you, at the start?
Yeah.
I could get out of it.
Do little things to change it.
Yeah, I did it a couple of times, and I was just like, it's getting to this point now where I've got to man up or turn it off. So I chose to turn it off. Yeah, of course.
It was very stressful. I might go back and play.
I just kept seeing the woman pop up in front of me down the corridor, and I could not get past her, so I gave up. It was too much for my heart.
So you didn't see the baby in the sink?
Yes, I did see that.
Oh, that's horrible.
In the bathroom, that was disgusting.
That was horrible.
You know what? I think I was wise to turn it off.
Yeah.
It was good. It's a shame it never came to anything because I bet it would have been a really good game. But
is it still available if you've already downloaded it?
If you've already downloaded it.
It was supposed to be, but it's not on my PS4 library anymore.
You have to go to the website and download it. That's what I had to do.
Ah, that might be why, because I definitely did have it on my PS4, so maybe that's why.
Maybe I'll have to go and revisit that at some point.
People were selling the PS4s with it on, weren't they, until they had to get banned.
It's crazy the lengths that people will go
to make money.
To make money and to actually get this stuff. It's like the £5,000 Pokemon account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I remember when PT went down or went off the PlayStation Store, that the PlayStations were going for ridiculous amounts of money, and I was just like, first of all, how can you justify that? Secondly, is it really worth that?
Yeah.
Third, why?
It's a demo game as well.
Yeah. Jesus, remember,
like you said, nothing actually came out from it.
No. So I don't know why people are so desperate for it. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Okay, enough about video games.
Yes, shall we move on?
Too much about video games tonight.
Well, it is geeky, and we are British.
It's true.
So, has anyone seen Suicide Squad?
Not yet.
No.
Ruth? No. Okay then.
We'll touch on it.
That lasted long.
Well, no, we'll touch on it. Good. Did you enjoy it? Without spoiling it for us, did you enjoy it?
Without spoilers, I absolutely loved it.
Really? So I hear a lot of bad things about it.
Yeah.
I've a lot of friends in the community have slated it. A lot of people don't like it. Critic scores have been pretty low.
What's it on?
Me and Emma came out. Pardon?
What's it on Rotten Tomato at the moment?
I don't know. It was like
I believe it was low on there, wasn't it? I'm sure.
I think it was really low.
It did worse than Batman.
I should have been more prepared and actually had all this information at hand, but I kind of don't.
No, don't worry about it, man. I'm just asking.
But yeah, we came out the cinema wanting more, and I think that's always a good thing. You know, you've seen this film, you paid your money, and I just loved everything about this film. There was a little bits that I didn't like, but it wasn't enough. There wasn't enough of that to actually make me dislike the film.
Mm-hmm.
Casting, thought was brilliant.
Even Jared Leto.
Yeah. Oh, I absolutely loved his character as the Joker, and I might be one of the few people that did enjoy that performance. But
is he better than Heath Ledger?
He is his own Joker. Yeah. I've loved every reincarnation of the Joker from Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, and Jared Leto. He brings his own Joker to the Joker. There is, I don't know, there's more of this. I found there was more of a raw emotion from his character to Heath Ledger's character. There's something there that was more, I don't know, it's like this more human, psychotic. I don't know, it was just, for me to explain it, it's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, really enjoyed it. Cast-wise, brilliant. You had your throwaway characters in there, obviously, for that sort of film. Plot again, visual effects, not bad. Overdone in some parts, definitely. General plot of the film, okay. Can't wait for the Justice League, and hopefully it will be Justice League versus Suicide Squad. But yeah, I think it's one of those films you've got to see for yourself and make your own decision based on what you like in a film, what you don't like in a film. People have been complaining about the soundtrack because there's a heavy emphasis on the soundtrack with the film.
I've heard of that.
Loved it.
Why? What's that like?
It's like pop, isn't it?
Yeah, you got like Eminem in there. You've got who else is in there? It's not that bad. It works. It really. I honestly, I came out and, like I said, I loved it. There was 2 trailers released. There was one with the Bohemian Rhapsody, and I think there was one with the Sweet, and which was that song now, Ballroom Blitz.
That's right,
yeah. Which I absolutely love that song. But yeah, there was a lot of emphasis in the trailers on music, and it carried through into the film. And like I said, I absolutely loved it.
Do you think that's their take on Guardians of the Galaxy?
Definitely, yeah. And I think DC needed it. We watched Suicide Squad before we watched Batman vs Superman.
Oh, really?
And geez, Batman vs Superman was a hard watch.
Yeah.
I've been tempted just to put that film on the computer and recut it myself. Just so I've got my own personal copy where I can just cut out all the bullshit in that film, because there is a dino load of bull in that film that doesn't need to be in there.
What do you think about that, Rudy? Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it yet, purely because it was the bad
hours.
reviews. That's why I decided not to bother. So I don't even care about having interest to see it at the minute.
Well, we weren't at first. We weren't at first until we saw. So Ben Affleck does make a couple of cameos in Suicide Squad as Batman, and that was the first time. It? No, just mainly flashbacks. So at the start of the film, you do get quite a lot of flashbacks, just explaining the characters, and just so it gives you a brief idea of who these characters are and how they've been, taken down and are,
in Arkham,
well, Arkham and it's the Argos. Not the Superstore, but the black box prison sort of thing. Yeah. All the super criminals are locked in. So you got like Deadshot, Harley, Croc, Diablo. Boomerang comes in later on, and it's cast wise. The one thing I was disappointed with was Killer Croc to what's his name, King Shark. I was expecting King Shark in this.
Yeah, King Shark's meant to be in it, I think, but because they put him in the Flash.
I think it came down to budget as well. They didn't have the budget for the CGI for King Shark. Because one thing we love doing is checking out the trivia of films after we've watched them.
Obviously, King Shark's in the Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm. And it was a bit disappointing. I did find the dialogue of Killer Croc was a lot harder to follow.
I haven't even heard him speak yet, to be too honest.
It was very muffled and grunty, and that didn't quite work for me watching it. That was a bit of a letdown, but at the same time, by the end of the film, I really liked Killer Croc.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like the Suicide Squad as a whole. I think it did actually work really well, and I can't wait for them to do another one, and I cannot wait for them to actually release it on Blu-ray so I can watch the extended scenes with Joker, Katana, and all the scenes that were missed from the cinematic cut.
So did you watch the extended version of Batman vs Superman?
Yes.
Oh, you poor man.
Well, we thought we might as well watch it. We're only going to watch it once, and we will only ever watch it once.
Did you buy it?
Not saying. We bought our cinema tickets for Suicide Squad, and I think that was enough. No, we didn't buy it. And I can understand why people wouldn't want to after the reviews. And I think if a film's going to be good, if people want to take a film seriously, you've got to put out a film that is going to... I just didn't understand where Batman vs Superman was going.
Yeah,
and for me, I could have cut like the first hour and a half of that film. There's just a few scenes
and stuff like that.
What the hell was going on with those daydreams? I don't know. I know we're probably about a year out of this conversation for back when this film was
relevant because of Suicide Squad, I guess.
Yeah, but those dream sequences, didn't understand them.
It was trying to be a bit more art house, like the the bit where he falls in the well and then I rise with the bats. I'm like, oh, shut up.
That I never understood.
Yeah, Zack Snyder, seriously, what are you doing?
I didn't understand why the Batwing was constantly shooting people. Batman's death count, his kill count was higher than Superman's in the first film.
Really?
That was mental. It's like as soon as I first saw him with guns, I was just like, this is not how Batman should be portrayed. Yeah. But in Suicide Squad, it kind of redeems how Batman acts. Sort of. Well, yeah, it definitely redeems how Batman acts in Suicide Squad compared to Batman vs Superman.
Have you guys seen the trailer for the Justice League?
I haven't. Is that out?
The trailer it was announced at Comic-Con.
I have deliberately not watched that. I'm trying to stick away from trailers. I'll watch the first teaser trailer of something now, and after that, I'm just going to miss trailers completely, because by the second and third trailer of a film, you know the entire plot, you know most of the jokes. I think that's one thing that ruined Deadpool for me.
Yeah.
Was a lot of the jokes, a lot of the key scenes were ruined within those trailers, and seeing Deadpool, it was still good to watch, but at the same time, I'd seen everything, and by the end of the film, I was just like, oh, I saw that in 3 minutes about 6 months ago.
I'd say it's worth watching, but if it's anything what the film's going to be like, it's literally going to be Batman on tour.
Mm-hmm.
That's just Batman meets people, the film.
Batman meets the Flash. Batman meets Cyborg.
That's all it is. Honest to God, that's all it is.
I am looking forward to Cyborg's character in Justice League, though. That is the one character I think I'm definitely looking forward to, especially after being a big fan of Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go, to see how they portray Cyborg, if they're going to go down that comedy route with him. I think he could definitely have that comedic value with the Flash. You know, if the Flash, if you take Flash as say Beast Boy, and they have that sort of like banter they have in like the cartoons, and that, I think that'll definitely be a highlight to me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So that said, I think we'll draw it to a close for this episode, our first episode of Geeky Brits. And we'll just do a quick sign off now, I think. I've been Chris. You can follow me at My Mind's Emporium on Twitter and the same on YouTube. Dan, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube at SparkStrikes and Twitter at SparkStrikes as well.
And Ruth?
And yep, you can find me on YouTube at Thrills and on Twitter at ThrillsXX.
Brilliant. So until the next time, we've been the Geeky Geeks, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.